Hi everyone, this is Selena. Welcome back to one of my videos. So today I wanted to bring to you a project that was so easy and fun to make. It's this boho bag and it's really cute. So I did line it, so I will be releasing a video today also on how to line a crochet bag, so that will be a separate video on my channel, so make sure to watch it. So for this project I used a cotton yarn, Wendy Supreme DK. So it's really lovely. It's a DK weight yarn, which in American terms is a light 3 yarn. I also used a 3.5mm hook. I also used some rope. However, so I think I used 120 centimeters. Everything will be linked in the description box, and the free pattern is downloadable on my blog with lots of pictures and advice. So make sure to go to my blog, selenaveronique.com. So yes, so I used some rope. However, you don't need to use rope. I will be putting in my pattern a pattern on how to crochet your own handle if you don't have rope available at the moment. So that will be on my blog and pattern. You will also be needing a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors for those loose ends. And I also used a darning needle and some thread just to sew in my rope, and like I said, this isn't an obligation to have this. So yes, thank you. Sorry for the long intro, and I hope you enjoy the video. It's very easy and it's really fun to make, so I hope you enjoy it. So for the body of the bag, you will be making 2 identical rectangles, and I will be making a sample. So for you to make this rectangle, just make a slip knot. So just go ahead and make a slip knot, pop your hook through and tighten, and you will be chaining 41. I will be chaining less for my sample, but the result will be the exact same except for the size. So just go ahead and chain 41. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have gone ahead and made my smaller chain, so you should have 41 chains. And what we're going to do now is half double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. So just count 1, 2 and 3 and go into that 3rd chain with a half double crochet. So to make your half double crochet, just wrap your yarn around your hook, go into that chain, take your yarn, pull it through. You've got 3 loops on your hook. Take your yarn and pull through all 3 loops. And your first chain 2 right here will count as a half double crochet. So what we're going to do now is place another half double crochet into the next chain space. So just wrap your yarn around your hook and pop it into your next chain space, and pull through and wrap your yarn around and go into the next chain space with a half double crochet, 3 loops on your hook and pull through 3. And what we are going to be doing is placing a half double crochet until the end of this row. So just go ahead and place a half double crochet into every chain space until the end of this row. So I've just gone ahead and placed my half double crochets until the end of the row, and now I'm just going to show you row 2. So for row 2 you are just going to be chaining 2, 1 and 2, and turn your work like so, and this chain 2 right here counts as a half double crochet. So basically it goes with that first stitch right here because it counts as your first half double crochet. And so now we are going to be placing a half double crochet into the 2nd stitch. So just wrap your yarn around your hook and go into the second stitch, and this is how we will be getting a straight edge and the exact number of stitches that we need. So now we are just gonna go into the next stitch and place a half double crochet into that. And basically what we are going to be doing is placing a half double crochet into each and every stitch until the end of the rows. So I've almost finished my row of half double crochets. So I'm just going to place a half double crochet into the next stitch like so, and then you will have this chain 2 right here from the previous row. And I'm really insisting upon showing you this because it is so important to place your last half double crochet, yes, into this chain 2 from the previous row. So just place a half double crochet into this, and this is what it's going to look like for now. It is going to straighten out as we go along, but it's very important to never forget that half double crochet. And if you are ever in doubt about how many stitches you've made, just count your stitches after each row just to make sure you have the exact right number all the time. So to begin row 3, we are going to be chaining 2, so 1 and 2, turn your work, and basically we are just going to be doing the exact same thing as for row 2. So this counts as our first half double crochet. So we're just going to go into the second stitch directly like so. So just wrap your yarn round and place your half double crochet into the second stitch and place a half double crochet into the next stitch and a half double crochet into the next stitch. And you will be doing this until the end of this row. And once again, don't forget the chain 2 from the previous row at the end of this row and at the end of each row. And basically this pattern will just be a repeat of row 2 over and over, and you will be making 19 rows. So this is what it looks like for me with my Supreme Cotton DK. It's a beautiful rectangle, and I have already made both of mine, so you will be making 2. And just when you finish your rectangles, please always fasten off, but leave a long tail for sewing. So yes, so I'll just let you carry on this pattern, and if you need more help, just rewind the video and watch that, and I'll get back to you to show you how to make the rest of the project. So I'm back, and now I'm just going to show you how to make the flap for this bag, and it's really easy, and it just adds so much charm to this boho bag. So I'm just going to show you how to make that. So to begin, you will be taking your yarn like so and make a slip knot. So just go ahead and make a slip knot, pop your hook through that. So once we've done our slip knot, we are just going to be chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and once we've chained 4, we are just going to be slip stitching into the first chain that we've created to form a circle. So take your yarn, pull it through that first stitch here and pull it through the next stitch, and this is what it's going to look like. And we're just going to go into that circle and work into it. So to begin, we are going to chain 3, so 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as our first double crochet. So from now on we are going to be working double crochets, and I do have a video on how to double crochet, which I will link in the description box if you need more help. So what we are going to be doing now is placing 6 double crochets into that circle, and I am going to weave my tail in as we go along. So just wrap your yarn around the hook and go into the center and take your yarn, pull it through. You've got 3 loops on your hook. Take your yarn, pull through 2 loops, and take your yarn and pull through 2 loops. And this is your first double crochet. Well, actually your second, because this counts as a double crochet. And we are just going to be placing another double crochet into this. So go through 2 loops and go through 2 loops. Take your yarn, go into the circle, pull through, go through 2 loops and go through 2 loops. And place another 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So we will have 7 in total, because this counts as our first double crochet. So 1 and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for round 2, you are just going to be chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work, and you will be placing another double crochet into each double crochet from the previous row. So basically that's called 2 double crochets together. So that counts as our first double crochet. So we're just going to go into that first stitch here and place another double crochet into that. And then into the next stitch we are going to be placing 2 double crochets, into that. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets, and into the next stitch place 2 double crochets, and into the next stitch and into the next stitch and the next. There we go. And so now we are going to be placing 2 double crochets together in that third chain, in that 3 chains, sorry. There we go. So this is round 2, and we have just placed 2 double crochets together all along. And basically the point is to add 7 double crochets per row, per round. So what we are going to do in the next round, it's very simple. Don't forget the pattern is available for free for download on my blog selinaveronique.com, so just go ahead and download that. So for round 3 you are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, turn your work, and we are once again gonna place 2 double crochets together inside that first stitch. And now we are going to go into the second stitch and just place 1 double crochet, because like I said, you need to add 7 double crochets per round. So we are just going to alternate 2 double crochets together and 1 double crochet for this round. So in the third stitch you are going to place 2 double crochets together. So just go ahead and place your 2 double crochets together into that. In the next stitch, 1 double crochet on its own, and in the next stitch 2 double crochets together, 1 and 2, and in the next stitch 1 double crochet, and in the next stitch 2 double crochets together, and so on until the end of this round. So I'll just let you carry that on, and I'll meet you back at the end of this round just to show you how to finish it. So here we go, I've almost finished round 3. I've just got 1 stitch left, which is the chain 3 from the previous row, and because I've just placed 2 double crochets together, I'm just going to place 1 double crochet into the 3rd chain and place it here, and that's finished our row 3. So for row 4 we are just going to be chaining 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and this counts as our first double crochet as always. And again, the principle is the exact same. We are going to be adding 7 double crochets into this round, and so we are going to be placing 2 double crochets together in the first stitch. So just go ahead and place another double crochet into that first stitch, then just go into the second stitch and place 1 double crochet on its own, and into the next stitch and place 1 double crochet on its own. So now we are going to be placing 2 double crochets together into the next stitch. So just go ahead and place 1 double crochet and then another inside that same stitch. And basically this is what we're going to do. We are going to be placing 2 double crochets together, 1 and then 1 and then 2 double crochets together, and just 1 into the next stitch and 1 into the next stitch. So basically, and then into the 3rd stitch, place 2. So basically this is very easy. Just every 3rd stitch, place 2 double crochets together, then you'll have 1 double crochet on its own, a 2nd double crochet on its own, and then in stitch number 3 place 2 double crochets together. So I'll just let you carry on until the end of this round, and I'll get back to you to show you how to finish this off. So I've almost finished this round. I've just got 1 stitch left, and it will be a double crochet into the last chain 3 from the previous row. So just go ahead and place your double crochet into that, and that is round 4 finished. So for round 5, just chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, turn your work, and once again you are going to be placing 2 double crochets together into the first stitch. So just go ahead and place your 2nd double crochet into that, and now we are going to be placing a double crochet into the next 3 stitches, and then in the 4th, well, not really the 4th, but in after 3 stitches, so yeah, in the 4th we will be placing 2 double crochets together, and so on. So I'll just show you. So just go ahead and place a double crochet on its own into the next 3 stitches. So into the next, in those 3 we've placed 1 double crochet, and now inside that 4th we are going to be placing 2 double crochets together, 1 and 2, and it's going to be the exact same. So just place a double crochet on its own inside the next 3 stitches. So there we go, 2 and 3, and then in that 4th we are going to be placing 2 double crochets together. So you see, it's a very simple process. So in the next 3, 1 double crochet, and I'm just going to let you carry on. So there we go, and inside that 4th we are going to be placing 2 double crochets together until the end of this row. So I'm just going to let you carry on with this row and I'll show you how to finish it. So I've almost finished this row, so we are going to be placing our last double crochet into the chain 3 from the previous row as always. And there we go. We have completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. We will have 8 rows in total for the flap. So 1, 2, 3. So that's our double crochet for row 6. And turn your work. And we are just going to again place a double crochet together inside that same stitch. And now we are going to be placing a double crochet on its own for the next 4 stitches. So place a double crochet on its own into the second stitch, and then 2, 3, 4, and now inside the 5th we are going to be placing 2 double crochets together, and then count 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and go into the 5th and place 2 double crochets together. And I'll just let you carry on with this row and I'll get back to you to show you how to finish it off. So I've almost finished round 6, and to finish off we are as always going to place a double crochet into the chain 3 from the previous row like so, and now we're just going to turn around and we are going to be chaining 3. So just go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We've already turned our work. Place a double crochet into the same stitch as always, and now we are going to be placing 5 double crochets, well, a double crochet into the next 5 stitches just on their own. So I'm just going to show you. So 1, and then go into the next 2, 3, 4, 5, and then place 2 double crochets together, 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and go into the next stitch and place 2 double crochets together, and I'll just let you carry this on until the end of this row and then I'll show you what to do. So I've just placed my last double crochet into the chain 3, and now I'm just gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn my work, and this is round 8 of this flap for the bag, and so it will be the same principle. So this counts as our first double crochet, and we're just going to place another double crochet together with this first double crochet, and now we are going to be placing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets on their own into each stitch before placing our 2 double crochets together. So just go ahead and place your double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so 5, and 6, and now just place a double crochet together, and this is what we're going to do for this round. Just place 1, so 6 double crochets, and then in the 7th just place 2 double crochets together, and I'll meet you back to show you how to finish off this flap. So I've almost finished round 8, so I'm just going to place my last double crochet as always into the chain 3 from the previous round. So there we go, and this is what it's going to look like. So the next round we are going to be placing double crochets so as to make this frilly border. So for the next row you are going to be chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as your first double crochet. So we are going to go directly into the second stitch, and into that second stitch we are going to be placing 3 double crochets together. So just go ahead and place 3 double crochets together inside that stitch. And into the next stitch you will be placing 3 double crochets together into that. 2 and 3. And then into the next stitch you will be placing 3 double crochets together. And this is what creates that frilly effect. So basically you are going to be placing 3 double crochets together into each and every stitch across until the end of the row, and then once you reach the last stitch, which is also the chain 3 from the previous row, you are just going to be placing 1 double crochet into that, just to make it symmetrical with this side, because in the first stitch we placed we just have 1 double crochet, and then in the last stitch we will be placing just 1 double crochet too, and in all the other stitches you are going to be placing 3 double crochets together. And I'm just going to let you do that. Once you've finished, fasten off, leaving a long tail for sewing. So I'm back and I've got my 3 pieces, so my flap and my 2 rectangles like so, and I'm just going to show you how to stitch your bag together at this point. So what we are going to do first is we are going to be sewing. So what we are going to be doing first, we are going to be sewing these edges. So this edge, and this edge together. To begin your stitching, just place your rectangles on top of each other, just so that they are nice and neat looking. Place your tapestry needle into the yarn, and you are just going to begin your stitching. So I'm just going to snip this off. So to begin you can use any technique that you prefer for stitching. I'm just going to use my favorite method, which is the mattress technique. So I'm just going to knot these 2 ends together. It's just, I like to do that just for extra security. There we go. I'm just going to snip one of those off just to make it neater, and I'm just going to use this yarn that I've just put my tapestry needle in. And so basically the mattress stitch is the stitch where there is no seam really, or less of a seam. So I just went through this side, and now I'm just going to go through the other side, just to create a neat seam. Now I'm just going to go through this side, and am going to be going and then into the other side. So I hope this is clear on camera. So into one side, and then into the other side. So just stitch your bag with the method that you prefer. This is my preferred method, and I'm just going to go round the whole bag with this stitch. So I'm just going to go down this side, and that's the bottom of the bag, and then up the other side, and then I'm going to stop here because obviously this will be the opening of the bag. So I'm just going to carry on stitching it, and I'll get back to you once I've finished this stitch. So I'm back, and I've just finished sewing my side up. So basically I just made a knot here because my thread was too small, so I had to attach another piece of thread to finish it off. However, you would just tie it here and make a double knot to secure it. And once we've done that, we are going to be sewing this onto our bag. We are going to be turning our bag inside out because this is the wrong side with the seam. Even though it was the mattress stitch that we used, there is still a bit of a seam though. And so now we've got our bag the right way. So what we are going to be doing is sewing the flap onto the bag. So what I am going to be doing is placing a couple of pins just to pin my project in place. So just place it on whichever side that you've decided will be the back. So this is going to be the back of my bag, and I'm just going to place the flap onto that and just center it as best you can, and then just pop a pin into it. Okay, so I've just popped my pin here because I just think it will be easier to sew, and we are just going to be sewing this flap on the best we can. So I'm just gonna seam and sew this like a normal like I normally would. So as best I can, I'm just gonna go back and forth, and I'm going to place quite a few stitches into this because obviously you want it to be nice and secure. So I've reached the end of my sewing, so I'm just going to add a couple of stitches just to secure this flap, and then I'm just going to make a simple knot to secure it. So this is what it looks like. It's so gorgeous. I love it. So now I'm just going to show you how to pop the handle onto this bag. So I have a rope that I bought in haberdashery, and it measures 120 centimeters. I'll write that down on my blog how much that is in inches, so don't forget to download the pattern for the exact measurements. I will be sewing it into the bag. However, on my pattern I will be linking, I will be writing down a teeny tiny pattern if you don't have a rope, how you can crochet your own rope for this bag using the same cotton. I've sellotaped the end of this rope because I think it's the best way to stop it from snagging, and it will be more discreet than a knot. And I'm just going to pop it into the bag, and I will be using a normal needle, like a darning needle, and thread in pink just to secure my handle. So I've threaded my needle. It's a normal needle with a bit of thread, and I've popped this inside like so. I hope you can see, so to the side, so that when this flaps over it will cover it. And I have popped a bit like of rope in, just so that it's not gonna just to secure it better. And I'm just gonna pop my needle through this and through my bag just once, like so. So that'll be on the side. And now I'm just going to secure my rope with my darning needle, because the thread is the same color as my rope. You won't be able to see anything, and also I'm making sure that I'm going through my seam. So I'm just going to secure this quite a bit, just because a bag can get quite heavy, as you know, ladies. We do tend to like put loads of stuff in our bag. So basically I'm just going to go back and forth. So I'm just going to let you carry on, and yes, I'll show you how to do the other side. So I've just finished this side, and this is how it looks, and I've popped some thread up and down. As I've said before, I will be lining my bag, so I'm not too bothered about what it looks like on this side. And on the other side it looks perfect. So now we are just going to be doing the same, but on the other side. So here we are. I finished sewing in both my both sides, and I'm really happy with how this bag looks. I absolutely adore it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I loved designing this bag. And don't forget to subscribe, it means the world to me. And until next week, bye bye.